Hey guys, Jack here, Jack Chills. Joined tonight by Sorcerer Von Croy for sure. Say hi, Von Croy, if you choose. Um, and good possibility of Unhappy Nate joining us.
There is a possibility. Last night he was a little under the weather, so I
Oh,
don't know
was
if
he?
he's still a little under the weather, but he was idle on Discord at least, so that is a positive sign that he is active and alive out there in some fashion.
Right.
So that's very positive indeed. Hopefully his illness is already gone or will be gone extremely quickly, depending on
Oh,
what
so
it
he
is.
wasn't feeling. He was feeling sick then.
Yes, he was definitely under the weather. So he had to exit early, very early in comparison. Because normally you would stick around for at least 2 hours, and he was
Yeah.
out at like the 51-minute mark. And then I went and was doing resource collecting. And as I came back with the resources on one of my resource runs, that's when I suddenly saw the your baby died, and I'm like, oh shit, what?
Yep.
No.
Not
And
again,
then it
right?
did its second time, and then a third time, and I'm like, oh god, no. Three on my watch again.
Were they the megalodons? The mega whatever's?
Yeah, there were other baby megalodons that came out of whatever was going on with the megalodons that was a
Uh,
complete surprise to me because there was already like the three eggs that had already been hatched and were already being
mhm.
raised, and then suddenly there was another group, and I'm like, where'd they come from?
Right.
So it's like, oof, mega oof. 1379. Now, if that was 1337.
Oh, these guys are hungry.
Oh yeah, the ones upstairs right now probably
Yep.
are a little hungry. I made sure to give them all like 4 or 5 stacks themselves, and then I gave the nanny a good amount. So I don't know if they ate through all of their stuff,
Oh,
but
they're
with
no longer being fed by the nanny. They're eating out of the trough. Trough was
yeah,
empty of meat. I put 5 stacks in there, and they've almost eaten through. They've eaten through more than two of them.
okay, at least they're still alive. That's the important
Yeah,
part.
I'm gonna put another few stacks in the trough.
Thank you, because that is definitely something that I take care of, and I made sure to put extra in the nanny and extra in the trough. But still, they with three of them.
Hmm.
And the fact that there were then suddenly six, they probably went through the meat like exponentially fast.
Oh, another
Tiny,
fertilized egg.
unfertilized. Okay.
No, no, fertilized.
Oh, it's fertilized.
Yep,
Well,
another egg.
they're definitely going at it up there. There's
Okay, you guys need to get away from the.
oh, hello, Admiral Memo, and
There.
welcome. Thank you for the raid. That is greatly appreciated. Oh yeah, where are we on? Yeah, I think we'll do charge regen. Slowly raising these two little cute goat-like light creatures. Oh, we've got a traffic jam over here.
No, not you.
Have to toss. Let's get the fish for these guys, since I have one on my neck right now. You oughter be in pictures. You're lovely to see. I'm sporting my fur today. It's alive. don't worry, I didn't kill it.
Right.
But some folks out there would be like, oh my god, he killed a fur. No, this one is wildly alive. See the tail moving? Okay, that's a good stack right there. So I'll take those two. That'll make it an epic stack. Split that in half. Yep. They get into a traffic jam by that wall, and then with all the stuff that we have on the wall, they get stuck there, and then others get stuck behind them, and then they just can't figure out how to get off the wall. So sometimes we have
Right.
to grab them and be like, okay, stop long enough for me to access your inventory so I can feed you. Yep, yep, yep. There. Otto was being outrageously fast. That's why I've got Annabelle, my particular otter, on not running because
Right.
they run fast. Okay, where am I going to put this? Stamina, HP, melee, 352. That's kind of a holy number for me. I think I'll give her some HP. Only because I want to see the 352 a little bit longer. And we are now having another awesome earthquake. Make sure I actually got the fish given there. Okay, where did the dung beetle get lost at? Oh, dung beetle is back here, stuck behind that. Okay, there's something else in her. Yep, sounds like the dodo is blocking the dung beetle. Yep, dodo's blocking the dung beetle. And the otter is now blocking the dung. It's a blockade. It's a total blockade against the dung beetle. The dung beetle alliance is falling apart, and they're blockading them.
Yep.
Out of the way so I can toss that there. Here, dung beetle, get out there in the open, so you're not stuck back there anymore. Well, that headache fixed. Luckily. I changed my ID, my nickname on Grand Theft Auto, just in case. I'll have to wait an entire year if another hacker spoofs my name again before I can change it again, but I changed it to a different name. It's the first time I've had to give up on the Far Far Away Zero name, because that was actually given to me by a friend IRL many moons ago, way back when I was teen level, young kid.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like my first nickname moniker, essentially.
Sure.
Oh, someone's producing stuff. What's
Yep.
being produced? I don't see anything active here, but something's being produced somewhere. Oh, okay. Oh, over here is active. Heisenberg's at work.
Yes.
Uh, now, let's see. Yep, it's a similar situation to the T-Rexes and the Raptors. Because the other fridge completely done with steak because it all went upstairs. And then this fridge is a good amount already gone. It's like amazing. 1, 2, 3 entire rows
Right.
already out of the main steak fridge and more because I'm going to add more. Yes, the one that you met me as, most definitely back in the day. It used to also be my Steam tag way back when I first started playing Half-Life Deathmatch and stuff. I was under the Far Far Away Zero name, and other folks already had the Far Far Away, so I was like, well, how about Patient Zero? Far Far Away Zero, that made me the first, and no one else could claim first because I had the zero position.
Mm.
So even folks that just had Far Far Away for their name, nope, they weren't the first. I was the first. 'Cause I picked the zero. The beginning of the numerals. So according to the numerology experts,
Uh-huh.
I'm in first place. I'm number one. As the current fad is going around for folks doing stuff. Sorry, but I'm number one. Oh, damn, they completely empty the meat down here. Yep, they completely went straight to the trough down here, just like they did on Lost Island. That once they completed their being raised from the others, and then we had multiple troughs that were like emptied one after the other. That anything that was in proximity to them that they could reach, they finished with one, they'd immediately start with the other. So I foretold what just happened last night.
Oh.
I knew it was going to happen again, where he'd lose multiples like that. But I think what happened is one of the eggs turned into triplets, probably. That's probably how we ended up with the number three.
Probably.
And it's like we need the good mutations, but the only way to get the good mutations is to rotate the raising intermixed with the group that you're doing.
Oh.
And you have to hope and wait for the ultimate one, and it can take up to like 40 births before something happens.
Oh
At
yeah.
least from what I've been reading in the research I've been doing on Ark breeding and how to get a favorable mutation in the works. And yeah, it can take quite a few births before you get one that pops. And then once you get that one that pops, you got to take that one and have that as your core, and it's got to mate with everything else until you get the double innuendo where you've got like the health and the stamina, and then once you got that, you keep going until you get the health, stamina, so on and so forth until you have the ultimate tank where you've got
Yeah.
max stats on everything and they are just freaking godlike. Hello. How you doing?
Who's there?
Uh, Someone I know, but yet at the same time also someone I'm not familiar with the name change that they switched to as well, but they are a moderator, so it definitely means that there's someone important. So yeah. Ah, oh, Gabe, yes, yes. My Days of Last Chaos. This is my Last Chaos go-to person who always was my instructor, essentially, in Last Chaos, because they knew everything that there was about the game. Even more so than my IRL friend, which the other guy is technically IRL too, but also digital. More digital than IRL, but still kind of IRL. We've known each other long enough that we know each other to a certain extent. Charm's voice. Gabe's not here. And I'm sure you're referring to like Cheech and Chong, where it's like, hey man, Dave's not here right now. We take the name and number and he'll get back to you maybe next decade? Or it's like, and we've got a little bit of, yeah, that's not doing anything, so we can turn that off. And this is done doing anything because I'm not receiving XP from it, so I can tell it's finished doing its thing, so turn that off. Yeah, getting your ass kicked by all the things in Turok. Love the Turok series. Been a huge fan of that ever since the days of the N64 and Turok on there. That's the first place I experienced Turok. It's on the N64. Oh, these guys are definitely bigger. Guys and gals, probably, unless they're all gals. That's how we make sure that things just won't breed in Jurassic Park. We made sure they're all female. So yeah, you've already helped nature halfway. Like literally. Like how stupid could they be? If they would have all been males, it would have just been like one gay rave. But they chose to go with the female version instead. But yeah,
Yeah.
mistakes happen. And then you have Jurassic Park in New York City and so on. Oh, and yeah. It's consumable, one-to-one, blah, 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 spoils. And I'm saying that in a positive way, not a bad way, so hopefully the people of the community out there aren't like, oh my god, he said to turn him. Because it's meant in a positive light. Okay, these are non-fertilized. Okay, we've got two non-fertilized versions.
Going to bed? Oh,
Who's going to
what?
bed? Ah, you're playing on the Switch.
Oh,
Makes
it's there.
sense.
Yeah, hold on. I'll be right back, folks.
Ah, okay. I see he was talking to someone IRL. Yeah. Playing Turok 2 on the Switch. Excellent. You probably got a good price for the group of the games, probably through the Switch store. They probably bundled them, and you probably got like the trilogy. Now, I don't know if that one exclusive one that was on the Xbox, if that one is going to be available on the Switch, but you would know. Since you have a Switch, you'd know if it's in the store.
All right, I'm back. Okay.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
But I remember the days of even playing that one, and that was the first Turok where the dinosaurs actually pooped. The one on the Xbox, that is, whichever name they gave that one, I don't recall the name. Totally, to be honest. But it was just pretty much Turok, I think. They didn't give it a name or a number on the Xbox version. But it was a newer one, and it was an exclusive at the time. I don't know if they ever made that or will make that particular one for other platforms. But that was the first game I ever experienced where a creature was allowed to actually legally poop. And I'm like just walking around, and suddenly this great big pile of poop like lands on my head, and I'm like, I just found it hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, Turok was always one of my favorite games ever since, for many, 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 many years. So, a classic in every right. And if you haven't ever played a Turok game, my honest opinion is go ahead and try it. You'll probably love it. You'll probably be a Turok fan for the rest of eternity, too. Well, yeah. With the newest Xbox or whatnot, if they have it, and it's in their list of future compatible with newer console, my opinion is grab it, because it's definitely worth it. It's a really good one, too. So look through your Xbox store and definitely grab that one, because it is worth playing. Okay, a little bit of food for my face. I need to get some more water eventually, because I'm at like just under half on the water. Every now and then I have to do a double take sometimes, because the little guys that follow us around, sometimes I'm like grabbing up the poop to give to the dung beetle, and I like see our little chibi standing there, and I'm like, oh, poop, and I'm like, oh no, that's the chibi. Like the chibi is like, no, I'm not poop. I'm a poo guy. Well, you never speak. You're just always quiet, never complain. You're always happy. Oh, we've got a traffic jam in the corner. Hey, the little ferret guy, actually. I mean, the otter, the ferret-like otter, got himself out of the traffic jam. I like that. Be sure to do that after the giant-ass spiders are done eating you. Gotta love that ectoplasmic ooze that creates large wonders like that. The dung beetle ate or it expired, one of the two. Either way, all I know is I accidentally put some rotten food in the dung beetle's inventory, and it disappeared immediately. So I'm thinking it just expired the instant I put it in.
Probably.
Because I don't think the dung beetle eats that stuff.
I don't think he does either.
Because I've tested other things like regular meat or whatnot, and you can force feed it to them, but it has zero effect. It does nothing. Another earthquake already.
Yeah.
They're
Seems like a
happening faster
little
today.
soon, yeah.
Because it felt like we just had one not too long ago.
Yeah.
This one doesn't seem to be shaking any of the stuff up because every few seconds you'd hear that little jingly jingly, and I'm not hearing a single jingle jingle. Well, here's some
There's some
stuff.
stuff.
And as quickly as I mentioned it, it's already dissipated, so... Wonder if that's the boss downstairs with a little switch being like, you know what, I'll wake these guys up so they'll come down here and kick my ass sooner. And it's the boss down there with a little remote being like, he's gonna try to swim right now. Not. This Instaquake makes everything shake.
Yep. Is your life too stable? Try Instaquake from Acme.
Well, that's good. I like that. Instaquake for that auto shake moment. Or your auto shake something like that.
For your auto shake needs, yep.
Is your bartender lacking in being able to shake your drink proper? Oh, auto quick. Whatever. We'll solve that
Oh,
problem.
that sucks. Spinosaurus ate my crab.
Oh, Spinosaur ate your crab before you could get the...
Before I could harvest it.
Yeah. Those darn Spinos. They can be annoying sometimes.
Yes. Oh shit. Pack of Ravagers.
And they're like, oh look, a human on
A big pack too.
Oh, that sucks. Do you need help?
No, I got my shotgun out.
Okay, cool. Probably obliterated them pretty darn quick too.
Yes. That was what happened. Make short work of them.
Yep, that's what's nice about having OP weaponry. Top line stuff. You swack it a few times and boom, you're all good. Bolt them to the fault line and have them full. Oh yeah, that's that fertilizer I tossed out. We've got plenty in storage. And largely we're only like farming the decent amount of oil that they also produce, but I think we also have an oil vein somewhere that Nate knows of or something, or somehow we're just always managing to maintain a decent supply of oil, which is always good because
Yes.
that powers our generator, which powers all our stuff. So, from the looks of it, we need to gain a few. gas canisters. We'll toss in some oil and hide and... Nope, bullets in a furnace would not be good. That'd be a little explosive. So it's a good thing they automatically don't let you put them in there. Some games would let you put them in there and then watch the fireworks ensue afterwards and just be like, oh crap. There goes your base.
Right.
Because some games do that. They've got that damage quotient on things you craft and things like that. Unlike this game, which is nice, you know, you craft in the thing almost. Well, I've never experienced a failure of crafting something in this, but there's games like Last Chaos, a really good example. You could have this very beautiful, awesome set of armor or whatnot that you've been building, and then you're like, I just need this little teeny tiny ounce, just one more freaking heaven stone to make this thing epic. And then you go and use the epic choice of the heaven
It's
stone,
junk.
and then it breaks, and it's like, oh fuck no. We're sorry, but your item has broken. And it's like, oh, well, thank you for the sorry, but yeah. And then you have to start all over and then hope that you're able to even get near that level that you had. All because you just wanted that one little extra oomph that would make it epic.
Mm-hmm.
And there's quite a few games that are actually like that. Not only Last Chaos, but why am I forgetting the names? There are PGs that I like. Rift. Rift has that thing on there. Upgrading of things. Things can break while doing so in there. And then there was another one. That was a good one. Of course, they're all different companies, which is one of the reasons why I'm not remembering them all. If they were all like from the same company, I'd probably remember them in synchronous order. But I've tried quite a few MMORPGs that had those requirements that if you were trying to craft or build something, that thing could suddenly go into the complete oblivion, which always sucked because it's a lot of expense, a lot of resources, and some folks will go to the item malls and stuff like that that the games offer and try the pay route, and that can be really, really expensive, but you get all the stuff you need to screw yourself over a lot more easily.
Yeah.
Because they would have contests, special events, things like that. Like Last Chaos, you'd go to this thing weekly, and you just have this quick quiz. But because you have the quiz, you can win things like Heaven Stones and other resources and things like that for doing that upgrading stuff for free. You know, stuff that you'd normally have to go to the item mall and pay for. And it was always awesome because you got your little allotment of heaven for being able to do that sort of thing, only to have yourself break 2 seconds after the freaking quiz is over. Damn it. But they also, if you were willing to pay the price, and it was more expensive, of course, for the it won't break capability. But as stated, it cost more. So if you didn't have the funds, you had to take the risk. So you'd have to hope and pray for one of those 200% lucky streak days, which they would randomly run and announce without you knowing it sometimes because you'd be busy doing things, you know, killing mobs, not even notice that it's a 200% upgrade day. So you've got 200% chance that it'll work, which during those days, that's always the day you'd always try to upgrade your stuff. Because
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah. Much less chance. Probably 1% would end up breaking on that day. And if you were in that 1%, you were definitely not happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, a few years back, about 5 or 6 years ago, the economy in Last Chaos went to complete shit.
Oh yeah.
And you'd have like an item that was for a noob that would normally only cost like maybe 1 million at most, suddenly was costing billions. And this is for a noob character. You know, you're just out of the tutorial, you just entered the game, and you want to upgrade your first piece of armor, and or you want to get a blessed iris to go level yourself with because it give you like 200% XP gain while you're in a dungeon during dungeon time, blah blah blah. And it went from like being, you know, a mere easily obtainable million to several billion.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. The economy literally crashed to the point where absolutely everyone who loved the game quit,
Hmm.
including myself. Till I went back for a short little bit, and then I spent like the entire last year just logging in daily, and then I said, screw it, I'm never actually going to walk away from the launch pad. The only thing I did was like walk around Juneau, the town that they search you in, and that was about it. I would just like walk around Juneau, make sure my item storage was still my item storage, and no one like absconded with it.
Uh huh. What else?
And luckily, my stuff never got absconded.
Good.
Luckily. So all my stuff was always there, but I haven't logged in a few months now because I finally said, you know what, I'm just wasting my time daily sitting here for an hour uh, getting the daily attendance for my characters. But I had over 400 days consistent in a row
Mm-hmm.
logged in. In fact, it actually got the administration security people a little concerned. They actually started sending folks to talk to me to find out if I was not a bot, stuff
Oh.
like that, because they, like other games, have that problem of bots coming in trying to sell stuff or sell fake accounts or things like that. You know, things that usually rip players off,
Mm-hmm.
which isn't good. So I can understand why they would have an administrator or something like that, you know, question what I was doing and why I was doing it, but I was only logging in every day just out of loyalty.
Yeah.
But it's good that they questioned me, so I didn't question the questioning, and I cooperated and let them know, you know, I'm legit, I'm just not moving.
Right.
I'm not one of those evil sports out there that's gonna try and sell some fake Iris gold on some stupid risky website with a weird URL to it. And they're easy to tell which ones are definitely the legit and which ones are definitely the ones that are definitely gonna like steal your entire account or something.
Right.
Because they just look fishy. They,
Darn
if
it,
you
we're
pay
out of
attention,
stone already.
we're at a stone. I
Yep.
just found tons of stone yesterday.
I had to
Well,
make a bunch of cementing paste and we ran out of
oh,
stone.
oh, okay, that's understandable. It probably goes through a lot of the stone because you have to powderize the stone to make the cementing paste.
Mm-hmm.
Them's the rules when making cement. You gotta crush that crap up, then re-solidify it. So, unique thing about technology is that you can take a material, completely decompose it from its natural state, then recompose it into another material and give it a whole new name.
Yep.
But it's still stone, even though it's like concrete or cement or however you wish to name it, it's still pretty much stone or rock.
Yeah. And concrete is an ancient technology.
Yep, we can thank Rome and Greece. I think Greece
Hey,
as
bud.
well. Greece and Rome were probably the first ones that came up with that. Because heck, even the Egyptians, way back in the day, they didn't use mortar or have need for mortar because when they did a build for like the Great Pyramid, for example, the stones were so big and so large they didn't need anything to help hold it together.
Right.
It was just like sheer weight, sheer mass that helped everything hold together in the ancient Egyptian days. Whereas with Rome, they started getting more intricate, more architectural with their builds, and they came up with the arch, which was one of the biggest things, especially for like the viaducts, the Roman viaducts, that actually a lot of them are still actually standing around
Yep.
Europe to this day.
There's some still in use.
Yeah, and it's like man-made rivers in the sky, and it pretty much does what modern pipelines do for getting water from like a lake in the middle of God knows where to the deepest part of the desert here in the US.
Hmm.
However, since here in the US and it being a desert, a viaduct wouldn't work as well because it would probably evaporate too easily. So having it in a pipeline, well, sorry. Another earthquake already. Why am I noticing the earthquake so much
So many
today?
freaking earthquakes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Thank God we both kind of lowered our screen shake in situations like this because it would probably be worse if we had it at default.
Mm.
All right, you sleep well, Admiral Nemo. And yeah, it is about 20 minutes to midnight for us over here on the east. I was about to say west.
East Coast.
Well, we are the west of we are the west coast of the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are the west. Yeah. We are the west. We're the best west. And everyone on the west coast is like, "Go fuck you, Easter."
Nah.
Yeah, I know. I'm just joking.
Yeah, I know.
Just being a comedian.
Come here, Mr. Crab. Get out of the water.
Come here, Mr. Krabs. We need to find out if you still have your lucky dime. That's the first dime he ever earned. He also still has his lucky dollar, which is fine. His first dollar he ever earned. He probably framed or still has each piece of any particular denomination.
Right.
That right there, young SpongeBob, is my first $1 million bill. And why is that not in the bank? Well, that's because I have several 100,000 other $1 million. Mr. Krabs, why are you running this little tiki shack? Because Sonny Boy loves the money. I got to keep it flowing. That definitely seems like it would be Mr. Krabs, in my opinion. He's got to keep the money flowing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see here. So, you're teleport places.
Yep. I'm Mr. Busybody today.
Yeah, I've been Mr. Busybody, but my busybody has been back and forth around base.
Hmm. Yeah, I need stone. I need stone. I need to get stone. Not. There's stone.
I'm using the wrong tool. I need the hatchet. That's not a hatchet, that's a sword. And I can't. Still can't. Make sure you can breathe there, because you've been under there a while. There's the hundreds. Where'd you like the stone?
It doesn't matter where you put it. I can get to it. The storage locker would be fine. Nice.
Yeah, it's amazing how sometimes the tiniest rocks give you the largest amount and weigh you down faster than grabbing one of these huge things.
Hmm.
Weird how it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, quick. Teeniest, tiniest one that you think, oh yeah, that'll just give me just enough. And then it's like just enough to make make you stop in your tracks.
Hmm.
Teleport back because can't move.
Yeah.
Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
Have,
Stop it with the quaking of the earth.
I know today it just seems to be more than other days. Good because it gives us a few extra things, but wow. Sometimes it's like Earth, chill.
Right.
Please. decent amount added to the stove. So if there should be more needs for it,
Hmm.
there should hopefully be an okay amount. That looks like he ended up doing a lot of killing there. My opinion is, since the what's-itses are doing a lot of growing, this is actually a small enough amount for me to help keep the supply decent.
Mm.
So I'm gonna cook that up. Because we are down to just the main fridge, and it is literally half-mast. So, yep. It's half full over there. Okay, how's the veggies doing with the berry supply? How's the berries doing? 60, 60, 60, 60. Yeah, I think we're okay on berries for today. I don't think it's a mega necessity to have to go berry fetching. But if it becomes need for content's sake, something I don't mind doing, because I usually do the berry collecting for the tames.
Mm-hmm. We could expand the garden, you know.
Yeah, add in some of
Plumbing's mostly already there, so.
Yep, you just have to extend a few pieces
Yep.
in order to fulfill the needs that it would require.
Black pearls.
Something yellow just happened. He killed something. So, I like that. Something yellow just happened.
Yeah, I killed the trilobite because I'm looking for black pearls.
Ah. An important asset in order to obtain.
Mm-hmm.
The harder, rarer pearl types find sometimes, because I know that was one of the things that definitely held us back on a few projects that we wanted to do previously on the other map. So having extra of those, or finding extra of those, and since there's an abundance of trilobites here,
Yeah.
my opinion is trilobite away. We probably would have had certain things on the other map that we would not have had because we didn't have.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot, I can't. Oh, just. Hey, I got 4 black pearls. Nice. That's all I need, I think. 4 more.
And from what Nate says, on certain maps, or not certain maps, but on any map, if you go into a more Arctic area, the otters give you extra thermal protection.
Yes.
So if we ever did or wanted to do like a complete subarctic base that was even more massive than our little thing that we did on the island, and we wanted a true Arctic base and we needed extra thermal protection, we would definitely want to find and have the otters on our side in order to give us that extra thermal buff.
Right. Yeah, I need to go kill another, what's it called?
Arcanos, trilobite,
Crab.
crab. Yep,
Yep.
the Carcanos.
Carcanos, yes. I need to kill a Carcanos. Because I want more polymer. Must have more polymer.
More polymer, the merrier. Thank England for my dry jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, but it definitely works, you know.
Yeah.
I gotta blame someone. So let's just blame an entire continent or country.
Country.
It's an island.
Yeah.
Yeah. The continent of England. I know if people in England are like 2 thumbs up for that thought and idea. And then Russia looks at them like, continent, continent. Yeah, because they like pretty much own like too much of a continent. Now, can you imagine their days of Manifest Destiny where you're in the US where you're like Manifest Destiny, you know, from coast to coast and sea to shining sea sort of thing, and Russia just somehow lucked upon it.
Mm-hmm.
At least since they just don't tell us their history or whatnot, you know, when it comes to all that. As to who found what and, you know, who designated or designed the idea that they go from literal coast to coast where they are with the world's largest country, at least land mass wise.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it's uninhabited and or pretty downright uninhabitable unless you do the right things or have the right tech available to make it habitable. And even then, it's still a miserable existence. You know, all their things of like sending folks off to Siberian prisons and or Siberian military bases for punishment, not because you have actually done something good, but you know,
Yeah.
unless of course you request the post, which that's a very rare, weird thing in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because that'd be like how many folks from the U.S. military are like, I volunteer for deep, dark Alaska, where I can freeze to death in 2 freaking seconds. Yeah, they typically they
My
don't get
goodness.
sent there by their own choice.
Yeah, typically.
When the orders come down, though, you gotta obey the orders. Them's the rules. Okay, the rest of the meat completed. Wow, it's the yeah, I was gonna say, okay. Yeah. That right there would be neat. Let's just put that there. Probably transferred it by the magic S. Yep. Yep. It says S all over it. Is it like we'll just put it in any fridge?
Yeah, I couldn't move, so I had to do
Yeah,
that.
understandable. You get that cucumbered effect, and yeah, you want to get away from the cucumbered effect, especially if you're in a more dangerous area. You don't want to be inundated.
Well, I couldn't even move if
Exactly.
at
You
all.
don't want to be inundated in a bad zone because if stuff comes out of nowhere, all you can do is just swing. But are you swinging in the right direction with whatever you've got? You know,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's a definite not, especially if it like sneaks up behind you and you can't turn around. Turn around. Trying to sound like the song, but completely failing. You spin me right round, baby, right round
Like a record, baby, round, 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 round. Oh,
Your friend wants to follow you.
yep.
Kind of blocked the door so I couldn't get through. I just opened the door and it'll probably alert the owner to the fact that I'm stuck behind it. And it worked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have a friend over here who's stuck. That being me as well as because we're both. Ah, the Beazle booth.
Oops.
Oh, did you jump a little too far?
I jumped right off the platform
Oof.
into the water. We have
Well,
to
the
call
frog's
the
probably
elevator
happy.
down.
Probably like, it's been so long since I've been in water. This feels like heaven.
Mm.
And it reminds me of the Star Wars line that some folks say never happened, where C-3PO and R2-D2 are being taken care of by Luke, and Luke is lowering C-3PO into a vat of essentially
Oil.
motor oil, like
Yeah.
stuff or something like that, and he's like, this oil bath is going to feel so good. But some folks are telling me that the line never actually happened, and I'm like, what? Why would I remember it so vividly?
Yeah.
Because it's like the line where Darth Vader and the other members on board the Death Star are all gathered together in a meeting, and Darth Vader utters his famous line, "Don't be too proud of this technological hell you've constructed. The power of this battle station is insurmountable to the power of the
Insignificant.
Force." Insignificant or insurmountable,
I think
something of
it's
that.
insignificant.
And then General, the one general is like, "Don't be too proud of your sorcerer's ways, Lord Vader. Your devotion to that ancient religion has not given you
Clairvoyant.
clairvoyance to find the rebels' hidden base or conjure up the stolen data tapes." So how could I remember that in decent detail as well if the other line didn't happen?
Mm-hmm.
Because those are like two line groups that I remember like almost verbatim perfectly at times.
Yeah,
I
he
do
did. He
remember,
did say something about the oil bath is gonna feel so good.
yeah, because I definitely recall that. There was once they got back to the farm and
Yep.
he was working on fixing them together, and then his C-3PO was already in the bath. He went over to see R2-D2 and was questioning him and trying to fix things, and then they found that little piece of metal that was stuck in the one place.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly Princess Leia popped out. "Obi-Wan, you are our only hope, blah, blah, blah."
Obi-Wan
You know,
Kenobi,
yeah,
you're
getting
my only hope.
yeah. And then the message disappears and he can't bring it
Mm-hmm.
back up.
Yep.
Starts questioning things, and he's like, "Well, what do you mean? I'm your master now. Bring that message back up." And there's a sorry, can't. It's like top secret military stuff. You're not supposed to know it.
More
You
like
know, that
won't.
sort of thing.
Yep.
Because it was supposed to be from officer to officer, since Obi-Wan was a military officer within whatever ranks, you know. And we've got Shino, who seems stuck over here in the wall. Can I get Shino unstuck? Yes, I can. Good. Let's get Shino unstuck. put Shadow back in to the fray of all the moving animals. But Jenna was like stuck in the wall, literally. Didn't seem to want to move. But I am one of the few fortunate folks who can actually say they saw Star Wars in 1977
Yeah, I
in
wasn't even born yet.
theater. I was luckily alive. In such a state, I was actually capable of understanding what was going on.
I watched them for the first time on VHS.
And that is definitely a good place to see them. I saw my first Star Wars episodes, 4 through 6, or was it 1, 2, 3? Yeah, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 4 through 6, because technically it's weird how they ended up starting it that way, but it's also because George Lucas didn't have the tech he wanted to do the particular things he wanted for episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
But
even when he had the tech, he did a lousy job, in my opinion. The prequels I didn't like.
those are separated from the original, if you ask. They're separated by odd weirdness, and then Disney, of course, doesn't help matters.
Yeah.
Because they're adding story to story with new story that was never even thought of.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of cool that someone's actually doing that sort of thing to, add some extra oomph to the universe, but there's already so much lore that goes with Star Wars built within the first trilogy to last eons.
Mm.
At least if you ask me, it's just a massive thing, massive universe. It's literally timeless. But now that they're like focusing on individual characters as well, kind of makes it unique, because there's Luke's story, and then there's Obi-Wan's story, and then there's Vader's story, and it's like, okay, that's understandable, but then why did they even want to worry about even dealing with Boba Fett? I mean,
Well, Boba
seriously.
Fett's a popular character.
Well, he's popular, but he's just bounty hunter. Like,
Yeah.
what's so important about him just being a bounty hunter?
Well, the Mandalorian is not Boba Fett.
The Mandalorian is not Boba Fett, but
No, it happens. It happens after the original 3 films in the timeline.
okay.
I've seen it. It's good, but it's not, and it's not Boba Fett per se.
Although Boba Fett was supposedly, according to the lore, the essential DNA copy,
For the
or the
stormtroopers,
original DNA for all the
for the
copy clones,
clones. Yeah, that's what
and
they say in
henceforth
the
Clone War editions, because the Clone War was largely fought by the Mandalorians only by the fact that Boba Fett was the first one to be cloned and then was turned into a mass army.
Yeah. Um. Yeah.
At least that's the lore that I'm somewhat aware of. I do have one of the things on DVD. In fact, right in here in my desk, right next to me.
I'll be right back.
All right. Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Which disc in the series? says it just says Star Wars Clone Wars. So okay, Volume 2. Okay, so it's the second edition.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank
The
you.
disc that I have in there is Star Wars Clone Wars Volume 2.
Oh, the
So I
cartoon
need to get,
series?
yeah, I need to get more volumes so I get
Mm,
more of the story.
right.
But that's where I started getting the story portion of where Boba Fett was essentially the template for the clone army.
I got that from the third prequel, I think, or the
The
second
third
prequel.
prequel,
One of the
second
prequels.
prequel, and one of the
Yeah.
prequels. I probably got it from that too, but didn't really pay attention to it because I just figured, he's just bounty hunter. He's kind of like side, kind of individual, not
Hmm.
major to the storyline, and then somehow he ended up becoming more major to the storyline.
Yeah.
Without me knowing it, by the time I knew it, it was too late for me to pay more attention. So for me, when it comes to him, he's more of he's just a sideline guy, kind of like the silver-clad female uh, stormtrooper that manages to actually be able to shoot straight. Unlike the memes and the stories of stormtroopers themselves not being able to shoot straight. In fact, I saw one of the best memes that was turned into a little quick video
Hmm.
of Vader talking to his stormtroopers, and he's like, "Guess what? Every stormtrooper gets excellent eye care. You get 20/20 vision. You get 20/20 vision, and you
Yeah,
get
I saw that
20/20
one.
vision."
I saw that. That was funny.
That's awesome, and they just go through and they're killing everyone and everything perfectly
Yep.
throughout the entire thing. I
Totally
was like,
blowing the storyline. Yeah.
yeah, literally blowing the entire storyline for the entire series. It's
Yep.
like they're so yeah. If the stormtroopers didn't have bad aim, Star Wars never would have happened because they would have had it taken care of way long ago. I thought that was a quick, awesome little
Yeah, that's a funny one.
yeah.
Have you seen the Star Wars parody that's of cops? It's
Star
called
Wars
Troopers.
parody, but I don't know. I would have to. I don't recall. I
It's
might
pretty
have
hysterical. It's pretty hysterical.
pretty hysterical.
Yeah, and the troopers are basically cops, and they show up at one of the things they do is they show up at the um, Skywalker's ranch, and there's a domestic dispute between Uncle Ben and Aunt Veru,
Ah,
and
that
it's
would be.
actually Aunt Veru who ends up killing everybody, killing the two of them with a thermal detonator by accident, or because she's going crazy or something.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's called Troopers or something like that. It's still available on the internet. Let me Google it.
Yeah, Google that and let me know. I want to see this myself. Definitely be something entertaining to watch.
Troops. It's a
Groups.
1997. Yeah, it's called Troops. I'll link it in the Discord
Ah, cool. That definitely works.
under memes because it's funny. Memes humor.
'Cause I probably saw it way back when, but I just don't recall it.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Worth a watch.
Yeah. I'm sure if I see it again, I'll definitely recall if I did see it, and I'll let you know if I did see it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've always been a fan of like Starship Troopers, Cops, uh, of course, Star Wars, Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, anything sci-fi, tech, or comedy. At some point, usually crosses my plate, and I'm usually gobble that stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if I get all of it like all together in one. Like I wish it was available in the States, but it's not, unfortunately. Unless I like did a VPN thing or something like that and could fake the fact that I was in Europe.
Right.
But there's this Star Trek series that's a parody of the Star Trek series called Star Wreck. And it's only available like over in Norway, Sweden, Denmark, that
Mm-hmm.
area of Europe. And I would love to be able to see the series, even if I wouldn't be able to understand what they're saying, unless
Right.
I like have availability of English subtitles built in. But I think it would still be funny as heck to actually see
Yeah,
because
I actually signed up for Mozilla VPN because
nice.
of the vacation. I don't want to be in a hotel without a VPN.
That makes sense. Safety and security. That way, whenever you're logging in, you're protected through the VPN
Yep.
security systems.
All my packets are encrypted.
Yeah, very wise choice because you never know in a public network like those.
Mm-hmm.
It is awesome that they offer it, but there are people out there that go into douchebaggery mode and
Yep.
like literally ruin the experience for everyone by doing stuff that they shouldn't just be doing. They should be doing like we're doing, gaming, surfing the internet, learning stuff, enjoying looking at news.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, but yeah, people are people, and certain people are like, yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like the spoofing of me in GTA 5. It's like, what was I doing to bother anyone at any point in time? It's like I'm doing minor business stuff with piddling cash value, only technically valuable to my particular character because it was so low anyway for what I was like selling and getting money for and stuff. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not like I was like cheating anyone else in the game out of anything. So why would someone spoof my name, get me in trouble with other players, and have them come after me because they
Right.
think it was me that was doing the hacking?
It can happen because just simply because you're a streamer.
Yeah. And I read that according to what I was researching after the fact when I was like, because other people have been spoofed and they're typically largely going after folks that are streamers or whatnot
Yeah.
and spoofing and doing the other hacking against and stuff just because they like the reaction that happens from the streamer.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like hard not to react to a situation like that because you're minding your own business, you're not harming anyone, and then suddenly you're being put into a trash bin.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, what response would anyone do for something like that in any sort of situation? I think I would be rather upset,
Yeah.
especially with the name being defamed or whatnot by literally someone else coming in and usurping your ID, going off, killing someone else that gets them pissed at you, then
Mm-hmm.
therefore it makes a bad name for you with them, and you didn't do a darn thing.
Right.
And I have evidence as proved in my video. It popped up far, far away, zero, killed, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like driving
You
a
weren't even
motorcycle down the
involved. Yeah.
street, going into my nightclub at the time that this is happening. So it's like, how can I be driving down the street, driving into my nightclub while that's happening? I'm nowhere near whatever's going on out there. And it's on video that says that I'm not to blame, but I was put into blame, and the
Mm-hmm.
person came after me and beat the crap out of me 3 times in a row until they were satisfied because I managed to successfully kill them officially once, only because they were attacking me out of nowhere. So I thought, self-defense. I have to defend myself.
Yeah.
Completely in the right, no matter what the situation is. You know, everyone has the right to self-defense. You have the right to fight back. So it's like, yeah. When it comes to positive things, there's at least the fact that we are able to game. So
Yeah.
to try and put stuff into a, or start getting stuff back into a more positive atmosphere from all that, the negative from that spoofing stuff.
Yeah, look at the bright side.
Yeah.
You learned something about GTA Online.
Yeah. Something I didn't think I would ever be privy to. You know, because I'm not a huge streamer. I'm not like one of those big streamers that do the mega streams for it. And well, the true really big streamers that stream all the time are doing like the 5M RP stuff. Unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, that's extremely even more boring than what I do.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've watched a few of their streams, and all it was a group of friends that RP as cops. So all they did for the entire stream for literally 6 to 8 hours was stand around in their police station
And
chatting.
eat donuts.
Pretty much, they were just standing around chatting. And, and I'm like, okay, I guess there's no crime happening on their server for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yet no one will bother them, even though they're bigger and I'm oddly enough, strangely more boring than what I do, even though mine's boring because mine's just doing normal business jobs most times.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a repetition because there's only so many businesses that you have, so you're going to end up repeating through them regardless.
Yeah.
Either way, it's still fun because I'll still play it because I plan on playing some later tonight, most likely. Oh, there's more meat going on.
Yep. More
That's
meat.
my cue to cook. Poop.
Time to cook.
Yep, time to give dung beetle poop. Yeah, here's dung beetle. Sneak that little bit of oil and give the dung beetle another ounce of carry weight. 28.4. This dung beetle actually has a higher carry capacity now than the dung beetle that we have on. Oh shit, we've got a baby.
Another one?
Yes, baby accept. Okay, it should be being fed.
What kind of baby is it?
It's another one of the light pets.
Oh.
I just came in here and just saw it.
We gotta turn off wandering and go through them systematically and figure out who's enabled breeding. Who's got breeding?
The nanny has given it food, so the nanny is protecting it. I'm going to quickly grab a cryopod, take the baby upstairs. Because with all the confusion down here,
Yeah.
it'd be easy for it not to be seen at times.
Which kind of light
Right.
pet? A bulldog?
Yeah, it's one of the bulldog types.
Mm.
Oh, it's following me, so it probably just ran around in the room.
I I don't
Where
even
is
see
it?
it.
I don't see it either. I forgot that they follow like that. Here it is. Here it is. I found it. Okay.
Oh, it's tiny.
Yeah, very tiny. Okay. Inventory.
Freaking earthquake.
Cryopod. We'll try to take it upstairs if the earthquake allows. No, I have to wait till the earthquake finishes. It's a level 102. Holy crap.
That's a nice level.
Okay, there we go. Then I'll just grab the bag with the... Okay. Okay, grab the bag, a tiny bit of meat. I just walked in there and then suddenly I looked down and I'm like, oh, hey, hello. There's this little baby right there. Okay. Okay, it can only hold 7 for now, but it's upstairs. Oh, wait a minute. What was level 100 something? This is only level 15.
Okay, light bright was enabled to mate. I turned it off.
Okay. I didn't even know that Light Bright was enabled for that.
Yep. Who
So it's
else is
probably...
enabled? That's the question. Because it takes 2 to tango.
Yes, it does. Someone else is a problem in the pool. Problem in the pool. I like how I put that. There's a problem in the pool. They keep making
I can't
blood.
find another one that had mating enabled.
There's got to be something in there that's doing it.
I put them all. I turned off wander on all the bulldogs. So I think I did anyways, unless there's one hidden that I don't see.
Well, if this is a cross between Light Bright,
And somebody else.
check Draco.
Is the light bright a girl or a boy?
Light Bright's a girl.
Okay. It could be any one of the studs.
And Draco might... Draco came after the fact. What did I enable? Or following. Okay, since I froze it, it turned off the following, so... But it kind of looks like Draco. Or... Max. Maybe Max. But you looked at them all.
You should double check. I turned it off for light bright, but...
See behavior. Okay, that's not on for expendable. Max looks like... Enable mating. So, yeah, it's not turned on, but has the reddish and dark spots similar to the newborn.
Yeah. The females lay eggs. The ones that lay eggs regularly. So, even if they're not enabled mating, so maybe that.
Enable.
I don't know.
Disable.
Maybe she raped somebody. That was a terrible thing to say. I'm sorry.
And if it's not that, it would be expendable, because expendable also did not have that enabled.
Hmm.
Enable, disable. I do know one thing that definitely resets things from being odd, cryopotting and then uncryopotting
Hmm.
would reset them all back to whatever standard defaults they're at, other than certain things that don't change. But as far as I know, most stuff goes back to default after that. Give me your poo. Never thought I'd utter those words. And it's good to kind of have them moving around and stuff, but yet at the same time, it's just too much of a confused thing with this many in the same room.
Hmm.
Yeah, come here, Otto. Let's see, behavior, disable wandering. Okay, where did you wander to before I managed to do that? Okay, Otto ended up there. Okay. There. Now the only thing that moves around the room is the dung beetle. Be right back.
All right.
Oh, I have returned. Very loud.
Juno, where are you? There you are.
Well, that's one way to get poop easier.
That it is. Because every time they come out of cryo, they poop.
Yep. See that. Oh. No. Use the pew. Now let's see. Draco had a level up. Oh, holy crap. Draco has 7 level ups. Damn. Okay, let's see here. Charge. No. Draco and Max. And Juno. And Pokemon. Like great. So, Lightbright, you like Juno? Yeah. Decided you wanted to float over there? That was cute. That should definitely reset them. Oh, hey, we've got Billy. Hello, Billy. How are you? Are you the case in point? Nope. Enable, disable, blah, blah, blah. Really, with a lowercase b and uppercase everything else.
Hmm.
That was nice. Okay. Somehow I ended up with 3. I got Max Draco and Light Bright. And that's only because that one day there was that random baby that just suddenly
Yep.
did like today's random baby. But I just named today's random baby baby. I should just name it random baby, but I probably can't do that until it gets more mature. I don't know. Can I change its name?
Yeah, you can.
Let's see. Options, change name. Random baby. Accept. Okay, so the new baby is nicknamed Random Baby. There's plenty of food in the nanny. And as I pay attention, I'll make sure. But level 15. I thought it was higher level than that. I must have been seeing something else in my display at the time.
Mm.
But that's not too bad. And it's got a decent charge to start at 248. Could be better, but beggars can't be choosers, and they're just randomly, suddenly falling in our laps. And I always feel bad for those situations or whatnot, where it's like people are like, "Oh, we never wanted you. You were a mistake," and it's like, "Oh, how rude can you be to your own kid?" You
Yeah.
know, that is just so not right.
Not cool.
It's very uncool.
Yeah.
Because it's like they themselves did not choose to be, but they have to be, and they have to work with those that are like saying that to them, and that's just so not right
Mm-hmm.
on so many levels. It's like stuff happens, and it happens for a reason. Maybe that person was meant to be born because they're going to save the lives of several 100,000 people or something. You never know. You never really know. It could also be a mass murderer. In all reality, it could either be someone that's going to do some mass good or some mass bad.
Mm-hmm.
So give them a fair chance. Try to direct them in the right direction and hope what happens leads them in the right direction on the right path for doing good.
Uh-huh. If you didn't want a kid, you should have pulled out.
Pretty much. Andor never dove in.
Right.
And as stated, pulled out, had proper protection,
Yeah, that kind of thing.
did things a different way and other than standard that would definitely possibly lead to the production of,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out,
Yeah.
although sometimes folks are like, yeah, it takes rocket science in order to figure everything out. Okay, put this cryopod back in the cryo-fridge before I forget. So it doesn't lose too much of its charge and it can recharge.
I think I'm gonna call it a night. at this point. I've accomplished everything I wanted to do tonight.
That's definitely awesome. If you managed to do all the tasks that you were working on, what were you working on?
Well, upgrading a weapon. Let's see. I got my saddle for my rock drake up to gold.
Oh, nice.
Mastercraft.
Only one step away from top tier. Not bad.
And I got
Excellent progress.
what else did I do? There was something else. I don't remember, but there was something else I accomplished. Oh yeah, I got a mining drill.
Oh, that's cool. Mining drills are definitely awesome.
Yep.
And it sounds like neighbors having an issue or something. They're slamming stuff around for I don't know what reason why. Okay, that fridge is full, so can't put any more in because it's pretty much maxed out over here in this fridge.
All right, Source. I'll see you later.
All right, you have a good night.
You too. All right, folks. It's been fun. I hope you had a good time. But it's time for it to come to an end. So until next time, have a good night. Bye.